What's going on, people? It's your boy BSG. Let's get right into it. Last time I did a video, I don't know where Bitcoin was, but I think most people were calling for Bitcoin to go to 45,000, 40,000, and 35,000 and all that. That's what I was seeing. And you see that's not the case. Everything that you guys saw regarding the government selling and Germany selling and everybody was selling at the same time, that was all on purpose. That was all basically like a crypto psyop. Like, honestly, that was when you see FUD and it's circulating in like major circles, it's on purpose. They want to create a reaction. They want you to sell, and most traders are going to sell. That's why you don't trade. And then you just gave them, a nice tasty dip when really just, a little while ago we were in the 70s. Traders sold to 56, 55, 54, and now, you see where we are. Okay, and again, this is why I tell you guys, based on my experience, because I used to be this guy, right? I always tell people I'm not, I come off the way I come off because I've lost a lot of money doing it the other way, just flat out, right? And so, I try to teach people, this is not the way to do it because I've lost doing this and I'm a damn good trader, right? So what I've learned is you just don't trade. If I started off with the knowledge that I have right now and, not trading and just holding, even going back to my stock days, it would not be called BSG, the millionaire maker. I'd probably, like real talk, it'd probably be BSG, the billionaire maker. Seriously, because I've always been able to identify early stuff. I've always had that gift, right? So I was literally there at the beginning of a lot of the companies that, people are buying now. I was there at the beginning of NVIDIA. I was there at the beginning of Facebook and Google, and specifically like Netflix was my biggest one, but there were dozens of other stocks where I was like right there, close to the beginning, at least as much as the beginning as an average person can be. Now, you know that the insiders and everything, they was really at the beginning from the ground floor. But once something goes, to the major stock market, I've always been able to identify stuff, but I was trading, right? So, hopefully some of you will learn, maybe one or two of you will learn, I'm sure a lot of people will keep on trading, but, this was calculated, all right? So speaking of stocks, because we're going to talk about something today. We're going to talk about 100 today. I haven't done a video in a while on 100. And, quite frankly, there's just a lot of people that still don't really get 100. So can't talk about every aspect in one video. The video would be too long. But I'm going to talk about a couple aspects that traders and, people who are just chart watching, which a lot of people are doing right now, what they don't understand and what they don't look at. All right. So let's look at Apple. You see right now it's $228.50, which is really not true. They've had multiple splits. I don't have time to get into splits right now, but the true cost of Apple is probably at least 10,000, maybe 20,000 actual dollars right now, but it's saying 228. I can't explain that in this video. If you want to know more about that, look it up about stock splits, okay? But I just want to go back 10 years. Y'all know I can't stand this trading view, okay? And we're going to see where it was 10 years ago, okay? And based on the price that they're using right now, Apple was about $20. Okay. And one of the main reasons that people hold Apple, the reason why Warren Buffett holds Apple, is because of the dividend that it pays. And I looked up the dividend, and the dividend is a whopping 25 cents for every share that you own. So if you pay $228 for a share and you hold it, they'll give you 25 actual cents for $228. Okay. And if you think that sounds like a good investment, you're crazy. But millions of people think that, including Warren Buffett, who's considered one of the greatest investors of all time. And they pay you cash, right? So that quarter is an actual quarter. What this amounts to be is 0.44% per year. 0.44% per year. Which is about, right now, 10 times less, I think, than what banks are paying. But people are buying Apple for that 0.44% paid in cash. So what I want to show you, or at least just try to show you, is what would have happened if they were paying the dividend in actual Apple stock. So according to this, just in the past 10 years, Apple is up over 1,000%, up over 10x. Okay? So if you had invested $20,000, the 10x is over 200,000. According to this. Okay, which I actually think is more than that. But again, they were paying you in cash. But what if they were paying that dividend in Apple shares? What that means is the money that they were giving you back then in 2014 would be worth now at least 10 times more. So you're not making cash. And frankly, I never understood this. I'm like, why you want to give me the dividend in cash? I totally get it now. But if they had paid the dividend in Apple stock, then all of the dividends that you received, if we go back to 2014, they would be worth 10 times more. Right? So back here, 10 times more. Still here, 10 times more. Here, maybe 8 times more. Back to 10 times more. And you're getting paid over and over and over. And imagine if that was Apple shares instead of cash. Why are they paying you cash? Well, if you've been watching my videos, you know that cash is inflationary and the value just goes down. So they're comfortable paying you cash because they know they're always going to have the cash because the government keeps printing cash. It's that simple. So they can count on that, but they don't want to give you none of those shares. But again, Apple is one of the most held stocks in America. I should have looked it up. I wonder how many millions of people are actually holding Apple, right? And so you got to get your gains, the 10x gains, in 10 years. But all your dividends, your 25-cent dividend per share, that didn't change value. Okay? And still people love it. All right, now, briefly, because I'm going to have to come back to this, I want to show you what we're going to talk about today. And that is 100. And I had to go back and try to find when 100 first started. And you can see this is May of last year. It came out and then, steadily going up, right? And at this time, 100 had no problem getting new people in because it's just going up and up and up and up. And that's, that's what people want to see. As long as this is happening, you will never have any issues. You'll never people will just come on in. But nothing ever just looks like that. Now, here's the crazy part. You look at this, and if you're just looking at charts, this is the message. If you're just looking at charts, you're like, oh, wow. You're thinking one or two things. Oh, wow, this is going to continue to go up. Or if you're a trader, oh, man, this is going to go down. Well, if you know anything about 100, based on this, if this is accurate, I don't know because this is old. This was the market cap when 100 left Pancake Swap. You see, this is Pancake Swap. So the market cap was 1.1 million according to this. Okay? And so I'm going to show you, right? Look at the chart. I'm going to show you the market cap now, which is not 1.1 million. The market cap right now is 9 million, basically. So looking at a chart, this takes time to load. I'm going to come back to this. Looking at a chart, if you're just chart watching, oh, man, this is probably going to go down. This is, oh, man, this is pumping too much, right? I should get out of this if you're just looking at charts. But that's not what happened. It went much higher, and it's at 9 million today, right? It was higher than that last week. And it doesn't matter where you bought it here. It really doesn't matter. Okay? But let's just say you invested $1,000 anywhere here, up here, and it doesn't matter because we're not looking at charts. Whatever you invested is now worth almost 10 times what you initially invested. Okay, see the market cap, 9 million. 10 times that. Okay, but that's not it. Because you would be like, oh, that sounds pretty good. And it is. But what most people don't understand is that's not what 100 is all about. Okay, I'm going to come back here. Just I don't want to skip over anything. 100 is more like a CD. Okay, what is a CD? And so rather than me explain it, I just decided to find something and read it. What is a CD? A certificate of deposit, also known as a CD, is a savings product offered by banks and credit unions, which pay a fixed rate of interest if you lock your money away for a set period of time. Okay? So that's a CD. You take your money, and generally speaking with CDs, you have to lock it away for at least a year. Okay? Some of them are 2 years, some of them 3 years, some of them 5 years. Generally speaking, they will pay a higher interest the longer you hold it. But you just put the money in there and you forget about it. Now, the thing about a CD is whatever you put in is not going to appreciate. Your initial investment is not going to go up like Apple stocks. So, like we just saw with Apple, is up 10x over the last 10 years. Your CD isn't going to do that. If you put $1,000 into a CD, in a year, it's still going to be $1,000 plus your interest. So if your interest is 2%, that means in a year, you're going to be able to withdraw $1,000.20. Why is it that banks would do this in the first place? Okay. Now, it used to be that banks would do this because this used to be the only way that banks could guarantee that you wouldn't withdraw your money. And the reason they want that is because they are taking your money and they are investing it in other things. That's just facts. Now, the banks are not even required to hold your money in the bank. It's not there. You go and deposit your money. You put it in. You walk out. I don't know the time. But if you tried to come back the next day, your actual cash, if you took a significant amount of cash and put it in the bank, you would not be able to go and get that cash back the next day. They're just going to give you some digits. They might give you a piece of paper, which is just a spreadsheet. Your money is not there. What are you talking about, BSG? The U.S. banks are required to hold 0% of your money. It used to be 10%. Now it's 0. Okay, so CDs used to be the only way. Now they just take money out your checking account. Okay, but a lot of people who don't like risk will put their money in this when they're trying to save. Okay, my opinion, this is the absolute worst way to save, right? But that's not what this video is about. The next thing is you're trusting the bank. And I had never looked this up before, but I just wanted to find out if anybody had ever put money in the bank for a CD and had something happen to it. I had never looked this up before researching for this video, and I thought this was interesting that this is Bob is the oil guy. I don't know if this is about changing your oil or cars or whatever, but they're on here talking about CDs. And so here's what this guy said, and this is last year. This is December 2023, December 22nd. Last spring, my wife and I moved the funds in our low interest savings to open 3 CDs, one in her name, one in my name, and a third much smaller CD in my name. Here we are mid-December, and the bank has no record of the 2 larger CDs. The funds are, according to the bank, in 2 separate and strangely sized low-interest savings accounts supposedly opened in 2021, which I never opened and know nothing about. Remember, we had a single conventional savings account for the last 23 years there, which covered overdrafts. The smaller CD has matured now. Here's the problem. I can't find any paperwork, and it is plausible I left the bank without copies, as I was in a rush to fly to New York that day. Translation, this man deposited his money into the CDs, and probably, most likely, the bank employee saw that he didn't keep his receipts. And since he didn't keep his receipts, they took his money and left him with the smaller CD, but they took the larger ones. Okay, he also said they removed, here it is here. What's really strange is that right after opening the CDs, the checking account balance was depleted twice. And there was no overdraft protection. I had to deposit cash to cover the overdraft. CD, I had never, like I said, I never looked it up. I'm sure there are thousands. This wasn't the only one. This is just the one that I picked. Okay? So now, what does all of this have to do with 100? Okay? Well, if you don't know, 100 is like the first decentralized CD. in that when you buy 100, where is that on here? When you buy 100, you have to hold at least 100 hours. Okay? You buy it. Once you buy it, it's in your MetaMask wallet or whatever wallet. You can't move it. You can't sell it. You can't do anything for 100 hours. And you might think, okay, well, that doesn't sound like much, but you'd be surprised. This protects you from so much. Mainly the issue with crypto is people coming into stuff, right? And as soon as they get in, they're getting out the same day, sometime the next hour, sometimes it's minutes. And so you as an investor, right, you see something, you like it, you're subject to anybody coming in and, selling immediately without something like this. And so that's why you see why this just continued to go up, and it continued from here, because basically it stopped a lot of that quick selling. And what happens when you stop the quick selling? Something continues to go up over time, and then people feel more comfortable about holding. Okay? And that was probably the initial thought, like, okay, this is just going to stop. This is why a lot of the language on the website, you see this a G to somebody, right? You see here, going to take 1% profit. This is, people do this all day long, right? And so I just want to say really quickly, the biggest thing that people struggle with 100 is they're always looking at what I call pumpamentals. And what pumpamentals are is they're looking at volume, right? And so you see today, 13,000 in volume, which is a lot for 100. But compared to the rest of crypto, that's really not a lot. And there'll be some days when 100 only has 500, in volume or something like that. Right? And you have crypto people that don't understand. They'll come in, okay, well, how come this volume is like this? Literally because on every other crypto, people can jump in and out, in and out, in and out. And so a lot of times something won't go anywhere because people are just jumping in and out, in and out. And when you see this is over the last year. Compared to the rest of crypto, this is pretty smooth. And it all has to do with the code, in that you have to hold for a minimum amount of time. But I think most people understand that, or even when you explain it to new people, they understand that. Here's what they don't understand, okay? Not only is 100 the first crypto CD, like the certificate deposit that I showed you, but it's also a crypto that pays you essentially a dividend. So now we're going back to Apple. Okay? So how does it pay you a dividend? Well, the dividend is based on community activity. It's not like staking. It's not like, hey, you just get something for nothing, which, most of the staking contracts, most of the staking coins, they don't go anywhere, right? And I would know because I was, among the first adopters in, one of the biggest staking coins ever. Where can we look here? And that is PancakeSwap. Right? And PancakeSwap, like the dollar, it just inflates. So I'm going to show you here. what it looks like when you just have something that just inflates. Hopefully this one doesn't even go back that far. But you can see here, even from $5 is down. But no, we gotta find the right one. I don't know, did they take it off? Because usually it comes up first. So let's try to find, see, 1 year. This is weird. All right, there we go. There it is. 3 years. Okay. Now, I bought this at 17 cents. Okay. And it went up to 40 something dollars. Helped a lot of people make a lot of money. The ones that held, the one that listened. Everybody doesn't listen to me for whatever reason. Okay. If you doubt me, if you doubt my track record, just look at my videos. Just go 3 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever, and look, right? But I bought this at 17 cents and it went up to 40 something bucks, but I want you to see what happened after that. This is what it looks like when you have staking, and it's just what I call staking for staking. Basically, you just stake and they give you more of the same token and you don't have to do nothing. And the tokens are coming from inflation. So literally you can just, hold it. But in this case, you have to give up custody. So you have to give your cake. You buy it, you have to give your cake away to the Pancake Swap people. If anything happens to that contract, all your money is gone. Luckily, these are good people. These are good developers. So that didn't happen. But what did happen is they just kept inflating. And even now, they're trying to figure it out. They're trying to figure out how to fix it. In fact, I was one of the first people to identify this issue way back here, around here, right? I actually reached out to them. I said, yo, if we don't do something about this inflation, it's going to be a problem long term. And a bunch of people agree with me. There's something called like a decentralized voting. We had a big vote and a bunch of people agreed with me. And so what did Pancake Swap do? They changed the rules so where the votes didn't matter as much. And so even though I was one of the top Pancake Swap holders, they basically took my votes and they cut my votes by 10 to where my votes had pretty much 90% less power than what they did after people agreed with the voting thing that I opened up. Okay. So that says a lot, right? I did just say they good. I did say they was good. That's what happened. But this is what it looks like. And, it doesn't matter. I can show you any token that just inflates, and this is what it's going to look like. Okay. This is not inflation. There's no more 100. There's no extra 100. The 100 that you see that's out there, it's out there. So what happens is, if 100 is able to get to these milestones, everybody that's holding gets an airdrop. So it's not like staking, like, hey, you're going to get it no matter what. You don't have to do anything. No, this is, hey, let's work together. And if we all work together, then everybody is going to get an airdrop. So let me talk about this airdrop for a minute. There's already been 3, I think, already. Okay. So if, again, we're going based on the investment of $1,000, which I'll just leave it here. Okay. Going back to the $1,000 investment, right? And we already know from the first thing that I showed you that it would be worth basically, well, let's just say today, 9 times more, since that's where we are. Okay? We're really, yesterday was 10 times more. Now it's 9 times more because people don't understand this information. They're just short-sighted, like seriously. Okay? But here's the thing. You wouldn't just have 9 times your investment because you would have got an airdrop at 1 million market cap. And the more 100 that you hold, the bigger your airdrop will be. Okay? But it comes out to usually pretty much 1% for each airdrop. And so that, applies to, pretty much anybody. Like the more 100 you hold, you get more, but it's still the same percentage. Everybody gets the same percentage. There's nobody that gets an extra percentage. It's just somebody that's holding, 1 million tokens will get one size airdrop, still about 1% or so. Versus somebody that's holding 10 million tokens, their airdrop is going to be 10 times more. But here's the thing. If, for example, we're able to get to this 50 million level, okay, which is just a 5x from where we are. Unlike Apple, you're not just getting a cash airdrop. You're getting more 100. So that means your dividend, your airdrop is going to be 5 times more as well. So if, for example, your airdrop was $100, let's say, at 1 million market cap, then that $100 at 10 million market cap, that airdrop is $1,000. Okay? And then that same airdrop is now $5,000 at 50 million. But here's the thing. You got another airdrop at 10 million. Is 10 million on here? Yeah, you see that? It's crossed out. So you got an airdrop at 1 million. And then you got another airdrop at 10 million. But if you held, you still have that airdrop from 1 million. And then you'll get another one at 50 million. And then that same $100 airdrop that you got, that's now worth 5,000. At 100 million is now worth 10,000. You can see where this is going. So it's the first decentralized CD, but it's not paying you a flat rate. It's paying you in 100 tokens that are not inflationary. No more 100. They're automatically set aside. Right? You can see it here. And here's the team. This is crazy now. All these tokens, the team only has 1 billion of them. Just 1 billion. And they haven't sold any of it. Okay? But yet they're giving, there's 79 billion that's just distributed in, like where you can buy. But there's another 6 billion tokens that are for airdrops. And that is the amount that can be shared to those who are holding. So again, you can go up like Apple, which it already has, and your airdrops can go up as well. Okay, now, getting up into these numbers, I don't know. Probably not going to be 1% because as more people get in, I'm sure that airdrop is going to have to be shared. So, I don't know exactly how that will work out, but we're not worried about that right now because it's still early. Not too many people know about this, and this is revolutionary. But just for the people who are looking at, okay, where's this? Where's the volume? Where's this and that? You got to understand. Nobody looks at the volume of a CD. Nobody. That's how you should look at it. Okay, but here's the thing. This is enough. So imagine there was a token. It's just like this. Hey, it's a nothing token, but you just, all you got to do is hold it. You get airdrops. People are gonna like that. But 100 is not a nothing token. The 100 hours also stops something else. And this is crazy. This is where it gets like, okay, this could basically be the way that people store their money in the future if you want to store it into something that is safe. Okay? So now I got to show you this real quick. If you don't know who this is the founder of Ethereum. Okay? Vitalik Buterin. Why is he significant? Basically, without this guy, we would only have Bitcoin. We wouldn't have any other cryptocurrency. So he created a way basically through Ethereum for developers who wanted to create their own tokens. Nobody can duplicate Bitcoin. That's why it's Bitcoin. But all these coins that you see, good and bad, it's all because of this guy right here. So let me ask you, do you think this dude is pretty smart? Do you think he's pretty smart? Yeah, he's pretty smart. Okay? Now, I'm going to read this. Now, you think about this is the most people consider him to be the most important person in crypto because literally without his code allowing you to create new tokens, there wouldn't be, any other. It wouldn't be no Cardano. It wouldn't be like you name it. It wouldn't be there. You name the token, it wouldn't be BNB, PancakeSwap, 100. 100 would not exist if this guy didn't create the code that he created. So now, keep that in mind. Listen to this. Vitalik Buterin said that a SIM swap assault was the cause of the hack of his X account. The incident occurred on September 9th and resulted from con artists advertising a false NFT giveaway, which cost victims more than $690,000. Okay, translation, he's going to break it down here. Somebody took over his phone without actually having his phone. That's called a SIM swap. And all you have to do is some kind of way you have to convince the customer support person that you lost your phone and you're the actual person and that you need to switch phones and the contacts and all of that over to a new phone. He explains it here. Finally got my T-Mobile account, which was probably problem number one, but we ain't gonna talk about that. Got my T-Mobile account. Yes, it was a SIM swap, meaning that someone socially engineered T-Mobile itself to take over my phone number. That's just a smart ass way of saying somebody at T-Mobile, either an employee or somebody allowed someone else access to his phone without having to provide any credentials, or the credentials that they provided were fake or whatever. Okay, that's what he calls socially. That's how smart folk talk. They got to come up with all these buzzwords. Somebody jacked his phone without actually taking it. Right? A phone number is sufficient to password reset a Twitter account, even if not used as 2FA. Can completely remove phone from Twitter. I had seen phone numbers are insecure, don't authenticate with them advice before, but did not realize it. I saw the advice before, but I didn't follow the advice because I'm smart. Okay? So this resulted in a hack. Basically, 690,000 loss. Okay, BSG, what does this have to do with anything? This 100-hour protection on 100 is not just for Jeets. It's not just for people who are quick selling. It also stops hackers dead in their tracks. Translation: 100 is the first unhackable crypto coin. The first unhackable one. But there's a catch. It's decentralized. Meaning, in order for it to be unhackable, the user has to do something. And what is it that the user has to do? All the user has to do is buy any amount of 100 after that 100 hours. Any amount, $1, 50 cents, 30 cents, 20 cents, it doesn't matter. And that will reset your timer, meaning a hacker cannot access it. There's no other crypto that can say this. Not even Bitcoin can say this. Where at the user level, meaning in your MetaMask wallet, nobody can do anything. Nobody can touch it. Even if you click on a phishing link or something like that, which you should not. But again, this is Vitalik. They took advantage of him. It can happen to anybody as long as you have done a transaction after your 100 hours was up, it will reset. And so literally if you're doing, for example, a dollar, I've done the numbers. If you did $1 every time, it will cost you $8 a month. I say cost you, you're actually buying more 100. So even on that $8, you're still going to get an airdrop on that $8. So it's not costing you anything. You're buying more. But, I'm just saying, $8 a month if you use $1. Now, personally, you should be trying to get as much as you can because that's going to end up, contributing to your airdrop. And ultimately, if this takes off, which it is a big if, right? You want to, how much of this network do you want to own where even if 10,000 people decide to call this is where I'm going to store my money, even those that trade, right? Even for the people where, this isn't designed, like we said, for the traders, for the Jeets. If they decide to make 100 their store of value, because literally, and all of you Bitcoin people are about to fall out right now, but I'm a Bitcoin person myself. Remember that. 100 is a better store of value at the security level than Bitcoin. How can you say, what are you talking about? Oh, dude, you're crazy. You sound stupid. What are you talking about? If someone was able to SIM swap Vitalik Buterin and they did it to you, or, whatever the case might be, people are using hidden cameras now. People are going to, like libraries or public cafes, and they have cameras everywhere. And so if you log into your crypto account, if you happen to show your seed word, they got your money, right? Or, some people bought ledgers on eBay, and the ledgers were used and somebody else owned the ledger. They still had the keys. So when they put the crypto in the ledger, somebody was able to remotely remove all their crypto and steal it. Okay, all kinds of hacks going on, and with AI, it's only going to get worse. Can't talk about all that in this video. It's going to be too long. So if they got access to your Bitcoin, they can take it. Period. It don't matter how much Bitcoin. You can buy Bitcoin 1,000 times a day, 100 times a day. If a hacker gets it, it's gone. And literally for the first time, all you have to do is buy a small amount of 100 every 100 hours, which I would love to see in the future, some type of app or something that either does it for you automatically or it's something that you can do really quickly, like a one button thing. Because I would love to see something like that, but it's very easy to use the DEXs. This is on Trader Joe, right? You can use Binance, you can use Coinbase, whatever, crypto.com to buy Avalanche, go to Trader Joe and then buy 100. It's that simple. You can buy 100 with USDC or AVA, it don't matter, right? And every 100 hours buy $1 or 50 cents or 20 cents or whatever. They can take every other coin, but they could not take 100 if you maintain control. Okay? This is the huge part. And what's interesting to me, like I said, this is Vitalik. Ethereum is the most hacked chain, maybe because it was the first one. But of all the chains, it's the most hacked chain in crypto. Okay, that's just not me saying this. A third party actually analyzed Ethereum and was like, this chain has the weakest security out of all of them. Okay, but they're not the only one that has hacking and phishing problems. Binance Smart Chain also has major hackers and phishers and everything that's on there. And so all I did was go, this is crazy. I just went to BSC Scan and all I did was search fake phishing. And there's 8,907 accounts or cryptos where BSC Scan has labeled them phishing. And what phishing is, they send you tokens that you think is real. And all you have to do is try to sell those tokens, and they can instantly take everything out instantaneously. 8,907. Okay, like this is wild. Okay, the only crypto right now that can stop them from taking your crypto, specifically just 100, or stop hackers, phishers, all of the only one right now is this little coin right here, which comes off RQ and everything, but the technology is incredible. So again, it's crazy, right? So again, this is the part that I think most people don't understand about 100, and that's why I titled the video as such. Again, this is not financial advice. This is not a guarantee, right? You know, you have to have people that, you know, want to use this. But take comfort in knowing that right now, there's still literally less than 1,000 real people that are investing in this. 1,000, less than 1,000 people did this. I know we're going to hit 50 million. I know that. I believe we're going to hit 100 million. Okay? I know we're going to hit 50. Like, it's not even a question. I believe we're going to hit 100. Right? After that, it's going to take some time. You know what I'm saying? And this is going to allow a lot of people to come in here. And so to 500 million, to a billion, to 5 billion, to 10 billion, that's going to take a while. That's going to take years. But along the way, especially if you're holding from here, your airdrops and everything, the value of it is increasing. That's insane to think about, right? And so when you have that kind of utility, and that's why I say if just 10,000, let me finish that statement, 10,000 people, because I've done the numbers because I'm a numbers guy. If we get 10,000 legitimate holders, because bots can't hold, I mean, you know, a bot can buy, but it can't sell. So a bot just ended up, somebody could buy it and they're going to have to hold for 100 hours too. But it's going to take about 10,000 holders just to get to $1 billion. 10,000 is not a lot of people. So literally to get to 100 million, it might take like 1,000. 1,000 people. Do you know how little that is? If 1,000 people invest a couple $1,000 into 100, 1,000 people, couple $1,000, this is going to hit 100 million market cap, and you're going to get 2 airdrops. 1,000 people. Pancake Swap to do what it did, that took millions of people. Millions. This, because it's real, not fake, about 1,000. Now, you know, amongst that 1,000, you're going to have, you know, some people that sell whatever. But I'm just, you know, that's theoretically. So maybe it takes 1,100. Maybe it takes 1,200. Maybe 200 people sell. You know what I'm saying? But that's the power of this. But about 10,000 people to get to $1 billion. Now, I have not done the numbers to 10 billion. Have not done the numbers. And nor am I selling you on this. Never have. But this is easy. I believe we'll hit this. And then if we can go from that 1,000 or 1,200 people, then we can potentially see in time getting to those 10,000 people. If you want to be safe and just, you know, hey, I want to be safe, then all right, invest in Apple. But Apple is not going to 100x, 1,000x from here. In fact, I don't think Apple is going to 10x from here. Apple has a $2 trillion, I think it might be more than that, $2 trillion market cap. I do not think Apple is going to be 20 trillion. No, I don't know. I could be wrong. But I don't think it's going to be 20 trillion. Right now, Bitcoin is what, like 1.2, 1.3 trillion. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you got Lil 100, which is at 10 million. We're not even talking, that ain't even on here. You know what I'm saying? So this is what's possible. You know, it's up to you to decide how you want to go about it or whatever. But, you know, hopefully you've enjoyed this, you know, sharing it, understanding it, what it can do, the power of it, all of that. It just needs people. And if it happens, it's going to be sudden. All right. It's your boy BSG. I'm going to holler at y'all in the next video.